Okay, so yeah, welcome everyone to this Slashdot's weekly web development workshop. Okay, so yeah, we did conduct a survey about the events which you guys want to see. So web development was one of the most wanted events. So yeah, we are here with a web development workshop. And first, I would like to thank everyone for the overwhelming response. We were not expecting these many registrations, but yeah, we are very happy to see. Yeah, we actually got 100 plus registration in this, and the event was only for ISRK. So I feel that's a great start for a Slashdot. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's go straight to the plan of action. How we have decided to go about this workshop. Okay, so firstly, as you all must be knowing, web development is not a thing which can be taught in 1 hour or 2 hours lectures. Okay, so we actually thought about this, and we have divided the whole workshop into three parts. Okay, first, weekly study material, which will mostly be videos, the hand-picked videos, good ones from various places like YouTube and all those things. Then there will be weekly tasks, and there will be weekly discussions. Okay, so uh, for example, the email which I sent, okay, so it had a few, it has task zero, it said task zero, it has a few tasks like to download VS Code and download Git, and there were two videos which we asked you to watch. Okay, so something similar will happen over the entire workshop. We'll send you some study material. Okay, the major content of the major content of the workshop will be delivered through the study material. We'll send you these. You'll have the entire week to go through them, and after watching those video, you can like go and after watching this video, you have to do the task. And at the end of the week, we'll have a discussion where we'll discuss the task and move forward, like we'll discuss the next week task and all those. Okay, so this is the basic plan. Now a lot of you might be asking, why like this? Why are we not teaching everything, and why are we giving away study material, so we have three reasons for this. Firstly, time. As I said, web development is not a thing which can be taught in 1 or 2 hours lectures, and I feel the amount of content we can teach in 1 hour, there are better YouTube videos and other things which can teach the same amount of content in less time, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So I feel in this way it will be a like better use of our time as well as your time. Second, we aren't professional. Yeah, so same point. I feel there are better teachers which can teach the same content in a better way. Secondly, we feel it's going to be more fun this way. I asked a few people who are like pros in this development. I asked them, ki, how did you guys learn? So most of them were like, someone recommended us these videos and we watched it and ऐसे ऐसे करके सीखते गए. So I feel this is something similar. We'll recommend you good videos, like good content. You have to watch them. We'll have task discussions. I feel this will be fun, more like an informal way. We feel this will be fun. So, okay, this is pretty much it from the whole plan, for the whole plan. So coming to what we are going to do in today's session. So we'll have four things to do. First of all, VS Code setup. We'll set up some extensions, install some extensions and all those things, and basic overview of VS Code. Then we'll start with basics of Git and GitHub. Then we'll provide you a template a template website which you will host on your GitHub Pages account. Okay, and then we'll discuss this week's, like the upcoming week's task. So yeah, that's pretty much it from my side. Any questions? Any questions regarding this plan or anything, like
How
especially
many
this
weeks
part?
have you planned? For how many weeks have you planned this workshop?
Initially we have planned for like 6 to 8 weeks, but yeah, again it depends. If there is more interest, we can extend this. But yeah, if there is less interest, we can also decrease the length. Yeah,
Okay.
initially we have planned it for 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay. And in the weekly
Like
discussion,
every
yeah, sorry,
yeah.
yes, sir, sir, go on, go on, go on, go on. Finish up.
Yeah. Basically, we'll send you study material like I don't know the exact length, maybe 1 or 2 hour videos which you have to watch, and then there will be a fun task, sometimes challenging. For this week, it will be a very easy one. Okay, so you have to complete those tasks, and in the discussion session, we'll take a look at the things which you guys did, and what we'll be doing in the upcoming weeks. So yeah, we are starting from very basic, but yeah, over the time we'll like go into more detailed stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, any more questions? If not, then we'll move to the today's.
Okay, then I'll take the other job like the explaining the task and all. Okay, there is a question in the chat.
Okay, the
Use the
duration of the workshop for today's duration, as in the see, the whole workshop will be for around 6 to 8 weeks. We'll have 1 hour discussions each at the end of each week. We can also have more if you guys want, but initially we have planned a 1 hour discussion each week. There will be some study material which you have which will get 1 hour 1 week to complete, and there will be tasks. For if you ask me specifically for this today's session, it will be of 1 hour max. Yeah. If any more questions, if not, then I think Abhay, you can take over.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. So, okay, let me present first. Yeah, like continuing from Anurit's plan, I've actually created a checklist of whatever of all the tasks we will be expecting you to do for this week. So initially, we sent you an email which had the link for installing VS Code and Git, which I will get to in a minute. If you haven't gone through those links or watched those videos, it's okay. For installing VS Code, it's pretty easy. Go to that link and just install the exe file for Windows and for Mac, and just install by continue and clicking next and continue. For if you're using Linux, if you're using Arc, I think there might be some issues, but if you're using Ubuntu, it's pretty easy. You can either install through Snap Apps by using this command. Personally, I wouldn't recommend this. I personally had a really bad experience using Snap Apps. They tend to have really slow, you know, uh, you know, like they take a really long time to turn on, and also take a lot of memory for you doing like simple tasks. So I would recommend using Snap Apps, but if you are really beginner to Linux, then you can go for it. Or simply you can install this .deb file. Okay, and once you install it, if you're using Ubuntu, you will probably let me go there. You can probably just double click it and it will open a software installer, something like this. So it is showing remove. In your case, it will show you install button over here. Okay, you can just install it and it will install like similar to any application you install from the software. If you don't have this, just right click on it, go to open with and other application. You should have something similar like this, software installer, something software. Okay, if you don't have it, then I would recommend opening the terminal in that window and placing this command. So it's dpkg minus I, which means install this .deb file. So whatever the name of the deb file is, like suppose it's code 1.58.2 something something ep64.deb, and just enter your password and hit enter. So that's it for VS Code. I think it's pretty basic. For Git installation, we have already provided you the uh, video of installing it. If you're using Ubuntu, it it should come pre-installed. In some desktop environment, it doesn't come pre-installed. You can just run these two commands. It will install Git as well. Okay, so let me get into open up VS Code first. Okay, once you install VS Code, it should look something like this. There you go. It should look something like this. Okay. Uh, it's a really, lightweight platform for coding and any coding related job. Most people recommend this for beginners, since it's really, it has so many extensions that you can use to, accelerate your workflow. Am I still online? Okay, I'm online. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Okay, I thought I had disconnected because my Wi-Fi went to zero right here. Okay, so for installing extensions, there are three extensions I would recommend you. One is bracket colorizer. It will highlight those brackets which are open. So something similar like this. If you have an open bracket here, it will show you where it closes. If it doesn't, then it will, the starting bracket and the ending bracket won't be of the same color. Okay. The second one is git lens, which I will come in a minute after I explain what git is and why we would be using it. And second is Python IntelliSense. It's like an autocomplete for Python, but really basic one. It's not an AI-based autocomplete or anything. If you want to type print, you can just type PR and just hit tab. It will autocomplete that statement for you. So that's these three you will be using the most, I think, in for your courses, I think. So that's it for VS Code and its extension. So the next we will be going to is Git. Okay, so Git. Suppose I'll start with an example. Okay, suppose you are working on a project and you just have a folder, and in that you have added some files, something like something like this. You have added some files, but but 2 days ago you changed it, okay, and you were trying out some new feature for it, and you realize that feature is not going to work, and you just missed your entire project, okay. So how do you and even after you hit Control Z couple of times, it doesn't go back to that previous state. So this is where Git comes in. Git is a version control system which tracks all the changes you have made from the beginning of the project. Okay, so let me show you how it looks like in Git Lens. With Git Lens, it actually gives you a really good GUI for seeing all those file histories. So is it working? Yeah, there you go. Suppose I entered this initial suppose like how old is this change? So a month ago I changed this line to this one, but suppose this line didn't work, okay, and because of which it was showing some error. Okay, so I wanted to go back to this previous state. I can just check over here and change it back. That's right. So it's pretty simple in that sense. You can just check your history. You can go back and forth. You can also make a copy of this entire folder if you like. Okay, and you can still make some changes without changing your main folder. So this is what is known as branching in Git. So let me show you, let me explain it with an analogy. Okay, so this is a project we three of us worked on, Parth, me, and Satvik. So suppose you are a time traveler. Okay, let me explain the analogy first. It will be easier to grasp what branching means. Okay, if you live in this timeline, okay, you just go along and you have a project which is to kill a boss. Now that boss has has an army, has a lot of men, okay, and you want to know how you are going to proceed so you can efficiently and safely kill that boss. So, but you have that power of splitting your timeline. Okay, you can just split your timeline from that point and check out your hypothesis. So, like if you want to, suppose, go you want to go there stealthily, you can choose that. You can infiltrate that boss's tower castle, and probably you can kill it. But if you can't, you can just end that timeline and continue back to your main timeline without changing much. Suppose you want to suppose you have found a way in your another timeline, and you want, without repeating all those changes you have made in that timeline, you can just merge that timeline back into the main timeline. Okay, so that's what has happened here. Suppose you want to kill some boss over here. So I will make a timeline over. I can split my timeline into an alternate timeline and make some changes. See that if it works. I mean that timeline it definitely worked. safely. Now I can merge that entire timeline to back to my main timeline. So that's what branching is, and it really helps in adding new features to a project. Let me show you with an example again. Suppose so we have two branches over here, development branch and main branch. In development branch, you are testing new uh, features for the project. तो यहाँ पे मैं एक बार दिखा देता हूँ. As you can see, there are no extra files over here. It's basic, and this code works fine for the time being. Okay, but we don't want to make major changes to it. So what we will do is make a copy of this file and branch out from that. So it will look, where is it? Yeah. So we create another branch or a copy of that main branch, and we can add new features to it without messing up that entire main branch. So you can just go over here. We have made changes. Now let me show you what we changed in that. As you can see in the main branch, there is another new folder, new file named trades.py. So similarly, you can add new files in that branch without changing the main repository. So this is what Git allows you to do. It provides you a really good platform system to check your previous versions of to check all your changes you have made into that folder without messing up your entire project. Okay, so that is all for Git. Now let me come to GitHub. GitHub is pretty simple to understand. It's just an hosting service for storing all this Git repository. तो क्या है समझो, तुम्हारा एक दोस्त है, वो अमेरिका में रहता है, and he's also a time traveler, and he can split the timeline and check the hypothesis, and and he also wants to kill the boss. Okay, so what you can do is you can collaborate with him. One thing you can do is that since if you collaborate, there is a higher chance of killing the boss and also more efficiently. Okay, because your two brains are still better than one, right? So you join hands, you go and fight the boss. So you collaborate, but you don't. But all that progress is still in your computer. Okay, if you want to collaborate with him, he should know that what you are working on, or what changes you have made to the main file. So GitHub allows you to share those changes through cloud. Okay, so you can host a similar repository on GitHub. So in this way, he will have access to other branches as well. Over here, he will have the main branch, which is the first default branch, as well, through which he can make changes and create more branches. So something similar to this. As you can see here, many people have branched out and check their hypothesis if it is working, then they have merged it successfully to the main branch. So that's the way GitHub allows you to collaborate with others. Okay. Now the difference, why we are telling you to use GitHub and Git, I think it must be pretty easy to understand. Because if you just share a folder with him, he doesn't know like what other changes you have made to that folder. Okay, he also wants to know that, right? You can't just give him a folder and say like, okay, let's work on this, but he doesn't know what changes you have made in the past. Okay, you have just adding changes to the folder continuously. Okay, and he wants to know like what change you made in the previous timeline. So that's the whole thing of Git and GitHub. That's why we are encouraging you to learn this. We have also provided 2 videos, even in the mail, and even this checklist, which we will be providing to you at the end of the video or by tonight through email. So don't worry about that. Okay, so that's it for Git and GitHub. I think, yeah, another feature of GitHub is that it allows you to host websites. Okay, so suppose you have a personal portfolio and you want to host that. You can just go to GitHub and create a new repository and host it as a web page. okay, using something known as GitHub pages. Now this guy has a GitHub page on as per his name. Okay, so yeah, so it's his name.github.io. So you can have your name in your GitHub link as well. The only issue is that you can only host what are known as static pages, and it doesn't provide you a backend to do some extra stuff like, you know, going through a data set and all that. Everything happens on your own, only in the front end, like using only HTML, CSS, and JS. Sometimes you can make a website, but you can add a backend to it. That's the only thing. But other than that, if you want to host your own portfolios, you can do that easily. So this guy has actually documented all his projects and his notes and assignments. So if you are in a junior year and want some, you know, notes, better quality notes, uh, you can just refer to his website if you want. For the, for Git and GitHub, I think Amardeep can take from here. He will teach you about how to host a simple website on GitHub, and after that, I will teach you how yeah, what the task is for this week. Okay, so Amardeep, you can take forward from here.
So hello. Yes,
Yeah,
this is the page we are going to host today on GitHub. Okay, so this is my repository, github.com/amar567/session1, specifically for this today's session. Okay, so you can go here. We will share this like afterwards also. Okay, just listen to me first, like what I am showing, then try this afterwards. Like you can wait after the session, and I will clear all your doubts if you have some, and like you can deploy it then. Okay, so this is a dummy ID I made just for this session. Okay, so what we have to do, first go to my repository, github.com/amar567/session1, then fork this. So what is forking is it is making copy of my repository under your account. Okay, so there are some reasons why you have to make this, because when you go to my account, you won't be able to see the settings option here. Okay, so but when you make a fork, like you will be able to see. So this is a copy of my repository under your account. Okay, then what we will do is we'll deploy this on using GitHub pages. Okay, so go to settings, then go to pages, select the main branch, and root folder. Like we will use the root folder or the directly the repository. We won't use some uh, subfolder for this deployment. Okay, and save. That simple. It is now deployed on dummy ik.github.io/session1. So this is kind of a personal URL or something like that. It will depend on your username. So hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Okay, okay. So the URL will be dependent on your username. You can choose it like your name and slash github.io. It will show something like this, like your name.github.io/session1. Okay, just go to this link. Okay, yeah, one more thing. So like what it does is, like when you uh, commit the code for the first time, you have to edit some file on GitHub. I don't know, it is some kind of bug or something. So you have to go to any file, okay, and edit anything, just give a space or enter a line, something like that, and commit. Okay, it will take a minute or so, and then it will be like these changes will be reflected here, and it will look like this. Okay, so but what is the thing is uh, like instead of Amardeep you want your name here, and instead of my name, like you want your name in the title also. So we will edit the like index.html where like this information is there. Okay, just let's first check it out. Okay, yeah, so it is now the changes have reflected on the GitHub server. So this is dummyik.github.io/session1, and this is the web page. That simple. Like just you have to go to the settings, GitHub pages, and choose the main repository or sorry, main branch or some other branch, and choose the folder which you will deploy from, and save. That simple. It will deploy your website directly. Okay, and then for changing the like inside stuff, you first go to code. Okay, then to index.html, then edit it. Like you will change it the title to maybe like Anurit. Okay, and here also to Anurit, and commit the changes. Now these changes will reflect here maybe like after a minute or so. Okay, and also what you can do is you can change this image here. Okay, so for that, again go to code. Okay, uh, delete this image. We have to commit every time. Okay, and put any square image.png. Okay, so this has to be a png file named like img.png. Like you can always name it something else and make the changes accordingly in index.html, but for now, for very noobs, like just name it img.png, and it should be a like square shaped image only. Like this is 360 by 360. Otherwise it will be distorted or something like an ellipse. Okay, so just drag and drop this here. Yeah, once it is complete, yeah, completed, commit the changes. That's it. Now these changes will reflect after a minute or so here. So this is already Anurit, and title is also Anurit. It will be the cat here. Okay, so it is also showing the environments which you are using. So we are using GitHub pages, and this is the latest deployment by us. Like we can view this deployment. Yeah. So like if you forget your like link or something, you can always go here. Yeah. Also the image change will reflect here maybe in a minute. We can try. Sometime it what a browser does is like caches the image and other files just for like fast loading. So you can always try like incognito. Yeah, done. So this is how you can deploy your very first uh, personal web page or portfolio or something like that. This is a simple template. Okay, so yeah, one more request. So whenever you do like whenever you deploy your page or this template, please please take a screenshot and share the screenshot along with the link, this link, on all your social media platforms, or maybe something which you are comfortable with, like maybe on the WhatsApp or Insta or something like that. That's it. So thank you. Now Abhay will tell you the task for the next week.
Yeah. Okay. So after this, okay, let me share first. Okay, so for the first task, I've already explained you like about VS Code and Git installation. I've also provided you a brief info about what Git and GitHub is and why they are important. Uh, so for the first task, you will be required to watch this YouTube video, which we have provided in the Notion page, which we will share with you. Okay. Okay, there you go. So it's a 3 hour. We will be just you will just have to watch till 3 hours 10 minutes, and he has also provided some timestamps to watch a single element. Suppose you want to know about paragraph elements, you can just click over here and learn about it. So he will tell you about paragraph elements as well. So if you are completely new, you can just watch from starting till 3 hours 10 minutes. As provided, like he has also like given showing you how each element looks like in live on a website. Okay, so this is a really good resource. After that, after you have watched it, uh, you can just download this gig.zip, which is another website you will be required to host. Okay, you can just download it, save it. Okay, extract here. First, change the name of the file to index.html because GitHub pages only reads readme.md and index.html. Okay, but if you have both, then it will only read index.html by default. So you have to name all your main landing pages HTML files as index.html. Okay, uh, and I will show you quickly what you have to do as well. Uh, so and Okay, we will create a new repository here by our username. So my username is dummyweb.dev. Okay, dummy dash web dash dev. Okay, I'll just type that web dash dev, and I'll add two more words dot github dot io. So rather than making a sub page, GitHub sub page, it will show on a main page. So if you are using a website, something like so rather than having a slash over here and your web page, you can just create a repository with your username.github.io, and it will host your website on that. Okay, so you can do that. We will also initialize it with a readme file just for the demo. You can choose to you should add a readme file because you want to show why you created this repository and all. Go to this part and copy this URL. Okay, go open terminal in your preferred folder, type git clone. So this might be confusing for some people why I'm using this to command if you haven't watched the two videos we sent you. Once you watch that, I would recommend you go watch the HTML. You do the Amardeep's task first, then you go watch that HTML video resource which we have provided to you, and then you will kind of get an idea of what you have to do for the last task. Okay, we will just copy paste the URL over here. We will go into that URL, open our VS Code over there. This code dot also some tips. code space dot opens VS Code according to that folder. So you don't have to open it from over here. So this is just a small tip for beginners. Okay, so we have downloaded this file at geek dot in the geek folder. You just drag and drop over here. Okay, so GitLens also shows you this unmarked tags. Okay, this U or U, which means untracked. So if I hover my mouse over here, it will show you untracked, and it will be colored green. Okay, so it will show you that you have added 2 folders in here which haven't been committed yet. So all these words might seem a little confusing to you, but trust me, if you watch those 2 videos, you will get an idea of what you will be required to do this week. I'm still online, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So you can open index.html, for example. Okay. या इधर से नहीं खोलना चाहिए, यहाँ से. Okay, and I will show you what the website looks like first. It's pretty boring and basic for beginners. We deliberately chose this website because it's really easy to understand if you watch those videos, because there is no CSS involved in here, which we will introduce it to you in by next week. But if you are really advanced user, you know what HTML, and you want to go into a little deeper or advanced topics, just say that in the Discord. We will provide you some links or resources and some tasks as well. We have a lot of senior who are actually working in this field as well, so they can provide you some good quality tasks which you can try them out. Okay, so this is how the website looks like. Now what you are required to do is add your information into this in this portfolio. Okay, so you can type about yourself, go to index, about me, search करो, about me यहाँ से start होता है, I think. Yeah, so it starts from here. So this is the part. You can just add whatever what your information is. So hi, I am Abhay. I am from 19MS or whatever. Okay. You can change your projects section as well. So the project section starts from here. So these are your projects which you can add according to yours, which you have done. If you haven't done anything, it's okay. You can just add your website as well. But just for the purpose of showing you like what exactly you have to do, you can just add more tags to it and something like this. So it will change it automatically over here. Okay, did I save it? Yeah, I haven't saved it. Okay, what's the issue? Yeah, you can just make changes over here. So the thing I wanted to show you was pushing it from GitLens. So in the video, he used the bash terminal for entering commands, like for pushing and committing your changes, right? In GitLens, you can just click over here to commit. Once you watch those videos, you will actually understand what exactly is happening. So it will ask you to stage those changes you have made, and also any message you want to add. You can add initial commit. Okay, now you have to push them, because let me show you the GitHub. Nothing is showing over here because you haven't pushed it to the online repository, which is this one. Okay, you have only made change. You have only tracked that change in your local machine. Okay, so for pushing, you can just click these 3 dots, push. Now, initially, when you install GitLens and you try to push, it will ask you that it wants to authenticate with GitHub. So because it needs to know that it's your GitHub, so you just click allow. Okay, it will show you an authentication page and ask you to continue. Just continue. Authorize Visual Code to access GitHub, and it's done. Yeah, it's done. Done. It will. It is pushing those changes. Yeah, ask me later. Okay. Now, as you can see, the changes have come over here. You can go to settings. The first time you name your repository as .github.io, it will automatically turn on GitHub pages, but it will take some time to show you those changes. Okay, it happened really instantly for me. Wow. Okay, let me check this in incognito as well. Yeah, it works. So it didn't cache and it's showing hi, I am Abhay, I am 19 ms. It added those 3 projects as well, which we just copied. There were 2 here and now there are 3. So that's it. You can change the color as well. You can go over here. You can change the color in the index.html file. You can just go here. You can change black to blue if you want. You can do anything you want. You can use hexes. You can just search online for hexes. You will watch those videos. You will get to know what each of those means. Each of those words mean. So that's it for today. I think that's the task. Okay. So another one is if you know already some of those what do you say elements and you want to know more about those elements, you can just check out this website W3 School. So suppose I want to know something about the p tag, which is the paragraph tag. W3 Schools p tag. Okay, I can just search over here, visit their website, and it will show you what uh, p tag is. Okay, so yeah, it will show. You can just try those. Try. It will show you give you a playground where you can check those, check exactly what it does as well, or you can just try it in your VS Code. You can open the HTML file in browser as well. So that's it for the task. You will see this submission file. Now once you open this submission file, okay, yeah, you can add तो आप लोग 2 websites बनाओगे, right? You will host 2 websites. You will be asked to send your links to those websites over here, so we can check them out. We would really appreciate if you could take a screenshot of your website and share it on the social media. मतलब थोड़ा hype भी बनेगा, ठीक है? तो I think that's it for the tasks this week. If you have any questions, we can discuss right now.